Alright, few modifications I made to machetes, knives, and please excuse my voice. I've had a horrible cold um, for a little bit, but I looked around quite a bit for a machete I liked. Condor makes some great stuff. Uh, I really liked the steel in the Ontario, but the handles were junk. I know they make a camping version with just a molded handle, which was a little better, but I went ahead and modified their normal military ones, which are 1095 high carbon steel, very good steel. The long one right here is actually one I've had since I was a kid, and I'm almost 42 now. My kids have actually beat on it, and it was still here. Um, what I did though is I used polypropylene. I'm trying to think of what thickness this was. Um, yeah, I don't remember the thickness, but it may have been a half inch. It was a half inch thick, and 3/16 inch brass rod. And what I actually did was molded the scales and put the brass rod through, and I brought it through an eighth of an inch extra on each side, so it's a quarter inch total. Um, then I actually put it in the middle, and I pounded them down to where they actually mushroomed out because I put a bevel on the inside of this. It works very well. I originally used epoxy, which no matter what I seemed to do, if I heated the metal, try to get all the oil off, clean it good, it never really stuck good. I noticed when I originally just put the pins in without mushrooming them, the epoxy was just chipping off. It was pretty much worthless. What I ended up using, oddly enough, was shoe goo, which is like $4 for a big tube at most department stores. I know Walmart carries it, but I did it mainly to help keep any liquid from getting inside of here. But the adhesion quality is pretty good too. I was very surprised. Um, but what I ended up having was a very comfortable handle that was very durable. Um, didn't have to worry about the rivets coming out at all when you actually mushroom these out. You don't even need to clamp them. It'll start squeezing the glue out. Holds very tight. You just got to be careful doing it. It does take a little practice. I also modified the tip a little bit. I like to have a point. That seems to work very well. I didn't give up too much weight. Uh, Rounded off the top a little bit so you could grab it to do use it as a draw knife or anything else. Sheath wise, I like these sheaths. They hold tight. Kind of a pain to put them on a normal pair of pants. What I did is take the worthless little sharpener off and take the little rod out of this, and I actually made a frog. And the way I attach this, I have a carabiner, if I'm pronouncing that right, on my belt, and it just clips on and off, and it works fantastic. And if I want it to not flop around for any reason, I can actually take it off and shove the whole thing through my belt right up to the frog, and it doesn't fall through or anything. It's pretty simple. These are just nail rivets. I put the nails through, cut them off, and then pounded them rounded. It holds very well. Um, Additionally, I actually did a smaller one. This is a 12-inch Ontario that did the same thing with a very nice handle. This one I actually use more. Um, what I've done is I like these sheaths, but I wanted to try and make something else. So this is actually made out of PVC piping, and it's you can see it. Knife slides in there. It's got the same type of frog, a little bigger, and it's got the holder to snap it on, so it's not gonna fall out if you do anything or tips upside down or anything. I also put a leg strap on. These were originally the holes for the leg strap, but I got short, stumpy little legs, and it kept falling below my knee. So I raised it up a little bit. And on the downside, I actually planned it to go in so it would fit in either way. Oops, so it fit in either way, which it does very nice. But I didn't realize when I did it, the scabbard came out looking like a big penis. So It's unfortunate I tried to hide it, but it still works. Um, Works very well. And we'll say people spend tons of money on really big big knives for bushcraft, and there's certainly nothing wrong with like a Becker or K-bar. I had a BK7, which is a great knife, but this steel is tough. It's thick. It's about an eighth of an inch thick. It doesn't get thinner until you get way down here. And you see, I'm actually on a wood stove. When we start fires, normally I'll baton all the kindling, and I'll beat it up. I'll beat it with this, even starting with those big logs. I don't have any problem. Certainly doesn't seem to phase it one bit. And like Knife Center's got these I think for like $18 or $19. Um, the polypropylene depends on where you get it. I've used old cutting boards. Sometimes they're not the best and they're not as shatter resistant. This is a big sheet I got from Elro Plastics, but they sell little pieces too. The brass rod, like $6 for 3 foot, and that's on the high price side. Um, one of these is like $11, basically for about $40. Yeah, you can put something like this together with a sheath, with the ring and everything, that is going to last you a heck of a long time and be extremely tough. And this is sharp enough you can almost shave with it. It didn't take too much to sharpen, but they definitely come unfinished. um, Same way, I actually took this. This used to be a Cold Steel Bushman knife. I was throwing it for a while and it broke. And I made a knife out of it without the handle. Wrapped paracord around it for a while. It wasn't real comfortable. I wanted a decent small knife. I had to actually heat the handle of it up nice bright cherry red and soften up the handle to get a drill bit through it. But once I did, I was able to make a nice handle the same way, and actually with some scrap leather, again some nails as rivets. Um, Made the sheath that I really like. It rides high on the belt, so it doesn't hang real low or anything. Just a nice utility knife for carry. Um, so these turned out pretty good. Actually, I have a spare one of these I made too. That's got a shortened regular Ontario sheath. Um, so if you have any comments, questions, the main reason why I'm putting this up is because I've gotten a lot of ideas from people on YouTube and learned to do some stuff from them. So hopefully this gives somebody some ideas and maybe steer somebody in making their own stuff like this how they want it. Thanks.